Hey everyone, welcome back to Doomsday Prepper, where we help you get ready for anything. Today we're diving into a critical survival skill, cooking off-grid. But we're putting a twist on it by revisiting some Depression-era recipes and techniques that people used to survive with minimal resources. From hearty soups to creative bread substitutes, these are recipes you can make without electricity or fancy ingredients, just like folks did in the toughest times. Before we dive in, make sure to hit that subscribe button so you never miss out on our survival tips and tricks. Let's get cooking. The Great Depression Kitchen. During the Great Depression, resources were scarce, and families had to stretch every bit of food to get by. Grocery stores were limited, and people relied heavily on inexpensive, long-lasting ingredients like potatoes, beans, cornmeal, and whatever vegetables they could grow or forage. Many of the meals were simple, filling, and nutritious, keeping energy up while using few ingredients. These Depression-era methods of cooking are invaluable today, teaching us how to make the most of limited supplies in a survival situation. Recipe number 1, potato soup. Potatoes were a Depression staple, prized for being cheap, filling, and versatile. This soup is an example of how people made hearty meals with very few ingredients. Ingredients. All you need are potatoes, water, a pinch of salt, and if available, a bit of onion or garlic. Instructions. Start by peeling and cutting the potatoes into small pieces. Bring a pot of water to a boil and add the potatoes. Cook until they're soft, then mash them partially in the pot to give the soup a thicker texture. Add salt to taste, and if you have any, a bit of onion or garlic for extra flavor. This simple hearty soup will warm you up, keep you full, and use very little fuel to prepare. Survival tip. Potatoes are easy to store, especially in cool, dark places. Having a supply of potatoes on hand can be a lifesaver in hard times. Recipe number 2, dandelion salad. Foraging was a common way to supplement diets during the Great Depression, especially for families living in rural areas. Dandelions, abundant and free, are packed with nutrients like vitamins A, C, and K. Ingredients: fresh dandelion greens, vinegar, if available, and salt. Instructions. Carefully pick young dandelion leaves, older ones are more bitter, and rinse them well to remove any dirt or insects. Toss with a splash of vinegar or even just salt if that's all you have. The slight bitterness of the leaves is balanced by the vinegar, creating a fresh, nutritious salad. Dandelion greens are highly nutritious and were a vital source of vitamins when fresh produce was unavailable. Survival tip. Learning to identify edible wild plants like dandelions can make a huge difference when access to traditional food sources is limited. Recipe number 3, Depression-era bread, flourless. Flour was often rationed or unavailable during the Depression, forcing people to get creative with alternative ingredients. Cornmeal was more affordable and widely available, making it an excellent substitute. Ingredients: 1 cup cornmeal, a pinch of salt, and water. Instructions. Mix cornmeal with a pinch of salt and enough water to form a thick batter. Heat a cast iron skillet over a fire or stovetop if available, and pour the batter in. Cook it like a pancake, flipping once it firms up. Depression-era bread like this provided essential carbs without the need for yeast or flour. Survival tip. Cornmeal is shelf-stable and requires no refrigeration, making it an ideal item to store for emergency food preparation. Off-grid cooking techniques. Depression-era cooking didn't rely on modern kitchen appliances, so people got creative. Open fires, wood stoves, and even improvised solar ovens made from metal and glass became common tools. For an open fire, collect kindling and larger pieces of wood and control the heat by adjusting the size of the flame. Solar ovens are useful for baking and slow cooking without fuel. They only need sunlight to work. Mastering these techniques will allow you to cook using minimal resources in a grid-down situation. These Depression-era recipes may be basic, but they're survival staples that have stood the test of time. Learning how to make these meals gives us insight into the resourcefulness needed during tough times. Try them out to get comfortable with these methods, so you're prepared to cook off-grid if the need arises. And remember, if you found this video helpful, hit that subscribe button and join our community of preppers preparing for whatever comes our way. Stay safe, stay prepared, and I'll see you in the next video.